So now we're going to do the same task using Python. We're done with Scala. You can open up a new terminal or close the other one, it's up to you. Open up a new terminal and start up the Spark shell located under the Spark home bin directory. Now you're going to create the RDD of the log file from the first exercise. The log file was called sparklog.out, so go ahead and create the RDD for that. Next, filter out the lines that contains the keyword info from that log file. And then you can get a count of the number of lines with the word info in it. Remember, your results will be different from what I have, as we probably loaded a different log file. You can always chain operations together. So here we filter and then we do a count to find the number of spark in the lines. You can also do a collect to have it print out the lines that fits the filter's criteria. And finally, you can also view the DAG of an RDD using the toDebug string. Okay, now we're going to get into joining RDDs in Python. As you've done before, it's going to be the same. You have to create the two RDDs for the readme file and the changes.txt file. Let's find out how many Spark keywords are in each file by filtering out and then doing a count on it. Do the same thing for the changes file. Let's do a word count to get the number of words and their occurrences in each of the RDD. First, you do the flat map operation to break up the words into their own line, and then you map the words to the value of 1, and then you reduce by that key to add up all the number of occurrences of a particular word. Let's do the same for the changes.txt file. Likewise, you can do the collect operation on it to see the actual word counts of each of the files. Alright, so now let's just join these two data sets together to produce a collective word count from both files. So if the words are the same, they will be counted and added together. You're going to use the join operation. So create a join RDD and then the first RDD.join to the second RDD. Let's go ahead and cache this RDD and then print the value out to the console. So each key is followed by an array of the values for that particular key or the word. Now, just like with Scala, we're going to combine it. So we're going to run an operation to add the sums of the values together for a particular key. So instead of seeing a key with an array of values, you're going to see a key with the total sum of the values. So that's what we just did to have a join sum. Then we're going to do the take 5 to get the first 5 values from each set, the old set and the new set, in order to compare the sums of these two. And you'll see that they both are equal, indicating that the operation completed successfully. Now we're going to get into shared variables. Python also has these two shared variables available with Spark, or rather Spark has these shared variables with Python. Broadcast variables is the first one. You created the same way using the Spark context, and these broadcast variables are useful for when the data set gets really large, so you don't have to send each of the data set out to the individual worker nodes. Rather, you just send out the broadcast value, and then the worker nodes just invoke the .value operation to grab the values. And then accumulators, on the other hand, can only be added through an associative operation by a worker node. So again, we're creating an accumulator. The value starts at 0. And then we're going to test this out by creating an RDD with the values 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to define a function which will add in the values of a given array into the accumulator. So here I'm defining the accumulator, and I'm going to add each value of the element into the accumulator. Then iterate through each element of the original RDD, the one with the values 1 through 4, and pass in that function we just created. And so the function will take each value of the array and add it to the accumulator. And then we need to call out the accum.value to see the value of the accumulator. Remember, only the driver node can access the value of the accumulator. Worker nodes can only add to it. They cannot see the value. And finally, again, a quick part on the key value pairs. We've seen this already with joining of the RDDs. In Python, it is 0 index, so pair bracket 0 will give you the first element, pair bracket 1 will give you the second.